Welcome back to Nerd News Today. I'm Matthew, and we're continuing our San Diego Comic-Con 2021 at-home coverage. And right now, we got the exclusive scoop of some big news from Bandai. And joining us on the other side of the screen, we've got Selah Estrada, who is the brand strategy manager over at Bandai. Selah, how's it going today?
It's going good. It is Fridays, the start of San Diego Comic-Con. There is energy in the air.
There is a lot of stuff going on here, and Bandai has got a lot of cool things. Now, we actually saw you guys briefly at Sweet Sweet, but now today we're going to get the full taste, if you will, the full palette of what Bandai's got coming up, what they showed off for the summer and for the fall. There's some really cool stuff. So we're going to be talking about some action figures. We're going to be talking about some digital devices we got right in front of us. So let's start with that, actually. Let's jump into Digimon.
Yeah. If you're familiar with Digimon, you know that Digimon came out around the same exact time that Pokemon did, forever and ever, eons ago, right? And I find that you're either a Pokemon fan or you're a Digimon fan. I happen to have been a Digimon fan versus a Pokemon fan, even though I appreciate, of course, Pokemon. But with that being said, the fan base for Digimon is huge. It is absolutely insane. And even, if you were to go on YouTube and you were to type in Digimon device, you're going to come across videos that have hundreds of thousands of views of people just showing you how to hatch and train and evolve your Digimon, how to win battles and what to do, which is great, right? So it just shows the strength of the fan base. And one of the things that we did at Bandai is we really listened to our fans. And something that they've been asking us for over and over again has been Digimon X. And we finally were able to bring it to them, which is great. We brought it in 4 colors, and I'll show you. I'll switch to the screen in a second. But for Digimon X, the great thing about Digimon X is that there are entirely new eggs. And there are a lot of different systems in the device that differentiate it from the original Digimon device, which is why fans are so excited. So give me a moment here. I'm going to switch the camera so I can show you how awesome these look. So we have these on pre-sale on Amazon, and this guy right here sold out in less than a week. The black and the red, people love the black and the red, but they love all of the devices, right? And the great thing about Digimon is, as I mentioned, there's so many things in the device that make it completely unique. And one of those unique things is that it has the XAI generator. And what that is it's almost kind of like a lucky strike, right? So as soon as you activate it, you have to go through and based off of your skill level and luck level, if you can press it at the exact time that it needs to be pressed, you will have a better chance of winning a battle. You will have a better chance of evolving. So it really brings in that luck component versus just the play, component to it, right? And then you have all of these new systems. So you have a new battle system, you have a new attack gauge, which is associated with the XAI, which means that, the better you are at pressing it, it will give you better results when you are battling and your attack, which is great. And that's one of the reasons as to why the fans love it, is because it is so much, it's very engaging. You got a lot to do. I was playing around with mine this morning and I've already evolved like 2 times because I'm just sitting over there playing, and it's so fun. And as I'm sure Sweet Sweet, we also do see a lot of kids. And it was great to see because a lot of parents are introducing their kids to Digimon and they're like, we're battling together and we're playing it head to head, which is super awesome. And for the Digimon X, it's reverse compatible. So you can actually play it with any of the Digimon original devices, which makes it really fun. Personally, my favorite color is this color right here. Probably because I'm a girl, I'll admit that. But
I think they're all pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty cool that they're all backwards compatible also. I mean, how far backwards compatible are we talking here?
Digimon Original.
Wow,
So the Digimon Original is primarily the original device. It is that next gen from that original device that came out in like the late 80s, right? So any of the Digimon original devices, which now we have over 15 colors, it is reverse compatible with, which is awesome. And these will be launching. They're going to be at Walmart. They're going to be in Target. I mean, they're at every single major retailer. And of course, they're online as well. They're still on pre-sale on Amazon, but people will be able to actually have them shipped to them and pick them up for immediate gratification via Amazon Prime sometime soon within the next couple of weeks, which is awesome. I know for us at Bandai, we're going to be really excited because we're going to start seeing all of the fans tagging us on social when they start battling and they start talking about it because it is so new.
Now, question about the battery life. How long do these things last? I know it's going to be a big question for a lot of folks who watch this video.
Yeah.
So what's the lifespan of a typical battery run?
So, this is one of those questions that there is a variable for it.
Of course.
With the Digimon X device, you can actually put your Digimon in a freezer. So if you have a really busy day and you can play, you can actually freeze them. You can place them on hold. So if you're not being super active with your device, it's going to last a lot longer, right? But battery wise, I mean, it's going to last for months. You're not really going to run out of, you know, a battery within the first couple of weeks of playing it, which is really great. So for most people who are going to play it and evolve it to the ultimate form, it's going to be, you know, months and months of play, which is awesome.
All right, so Selah, one of the things I'm very excited for that I just saw recently, also at Sweet Sweet, in fact, was some new Gundam figures. I've loved the Gundam figures. I don't really own too many, unfortunately, yet. I need to fix that, and I think this is going to be a great way to do that. So you guys now have a brand new line that's going to be at a lower price point, and I'm really into this idea. So talk to us about this new Gundam series you guys have.
Yes. All right, so the newest addition to the Bandai repertoire is Gundam Luminous, and we are so excited about it because not only does it bring some of the coolest Zakus and some of the most iconic Gundam figures back to life, right? Is the most special component about it is that it illuminates, it lights up. So we have this little battery right here that you actually, you know, click and place in the chassis of the device. And once it turns on, and you can see, like, it's very, very bright. Depending on what device it is, like you can see it right here, either the chastity lights up, like the little chest plates, or the eyes, or the eye, depending on which figure you actually get. I wonder if you will be able to see. Got a little bit of light up eye action right there. And, you know, the great thing about Gundam is this is $9.99 price point. So for entry-level Gundam fans, as well as just for Gundam hobbyists and connoisseurs and people who absolutely love Gundam, this is something that you can't really miss to have in your collection, right? We have the RX-78, one of the most classic Gundam frames. We have two versions right here. And then we also have the green Zaku, as well as the Char Zaku, which is the red. So some of the most iconic Gundam frames light up. They're absolutely fun to play with. They are articulated, so you can move their arms and their legs and their heads. They all come with accessories, so you can stage them. You can play with them. Me, I have like two on my desk. And when I come in the morning, sometimes I leave the lights off. So when I come in the morning and the lights aren't actually on, you can see like the eye lighting up, and it's just this lit up Gundam on my desk when I come into work. This is actually one of our like favorite new products that we've brought in because fans love it so much. It's such a great way to get into Gundam, and we have the most iconic characters as well.
What I kind of really like about it especially is army building, because I think Gundams especially, I feel like you kind of need to have a lot of them. And at this price point, it's like perfect to just literally build a whole army of Gundams, have giant space battles. I think, especially for folks who do figure photography, this is something they do not want to miss out on. It's very cool. And can I actually ask, if you don't mind, can we swap to the other camera for a second? If you can you show off the articulation for us?
Of course. So articulation wise, you have all of the accessories right here, which fully move and come off. And then you have the arms. Arms come up, down. You can bend them even more. You can play around with the hands. And then you have all of the accessories. You can move the head. And you can customize some of them as well, because I mean, the sockets are all the same, which is really great. Whoop. And the next one too that we show you, like the actual Gundam Infinity, the ability to fully customize is one of the things that I think you're going to love.
So let's jump into the other Gundam figures that you guys have now. That is the higher price point up there, and these are really, really great figures. I see these all the time at like GameStops. I've seen them at Target sometimes, and they're rarely on the pegs for very long. There's obviously a reason why. So yeah, let's jump into this really, really wonderful looking series here.
Yeah. So right here is the Gundam Infinity series. So the Gundam Infinity is currently on pre-sale as well on Amazon, and it will be launching across all of our retailers, Target, Walmart. It's $12.99. And there's a couple things that I personally love about this specific line, right? The first thing is that every single figure, every single Gundam that we bring into the line comes from a movie, a show, or a video game. So it basically brings to life every single fan's most iconic, epic, favorite Gundam figures in the Gundam Infinity, which is awesome, right? The second thing is that they're fully customizable. So you can actually swap this guy's arm, leg, head, whatever you want, to the ashtray right here, or to the Artemis, or to the Barbados, to any of the figures you can completely swap out, which is really cool. So you do truly have that customizable feature that most Gundam fans love, right? Is building and customizing. And then the third thing is that when you collect all 5 of them, you can actually build the Zaku. And the Zaku isn't available to purchase individually, so you have to collect all 5 in order to build him. And when you do, you can continue to swap out as well. So, you know, one of the great things is as we look forward to the future of the continuous, you know, lines, right, and bringing new figures in, you can customize and swap all of them. So this first wave, in the second wave with the new figures that come out, you'll be able to customize. It's almost like what we were talking about with Digimons, the reverse compatible, right? So any figure that you get that's in the Gundam Infinity line, you can basically customize to your heart's content, which we felt was a really great thing to offer to Gundam fans because that's such a core part of what fans love about Gundam in the first place. And these, my friend, are very, very, very articulated. This happens to be my favorite because it actually comes from the Gundam Wing universe. This is the first Gundam show that I ever watched, which was Gundam Wing, right? Late night, Toonami, Cartoon Network. They did a really great job with that one. I'm gonna take them off the stand here. There we go. And you can bend the legs, you can stretch the legs, you got the arms, the accessories, the actual right here. And the posability of these is to your heart's content. And they stand up, they stay. And again, you can fully swap and customize. So if I wanted to take the RX-78 shield and place it on the Gundam Wing, I could replace the Gundam Wing shield with the RX-78. I could have the Barbados weapon with the Gundam Wing, which is, I mean, when you think about it, going back to what, you know, the analogy that you were talking about, right? Like collecting and having hordes of different things that you can play with, you can turn all of these into basically whatever you want and collect and collect and collect, which makes it a super fun play pattern that we know Gundam fans are really going to enjoy. And when it comes to the price point, I mean, $12.99, you can't really miss up. Purchasing the Gundam Infinity for $12.99 because it's not going to break the bank. You're going to have tons of fun with it. And it's just going to make you relive your favorite moments from the show, which is the reason as to why you fell in love with it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I know we were saying how this is like the higher price point, but it's barely a higher price point. It's like
Barely.
such a minimal little thing. And these are all, you know, as you mentioned, everything is interchangeable. So they're all in the same scale, correct?
Yep, they are all at the same scale. These bad boys are 4.5 inches.
Very nice. All right, so let's move on over now to the Anime Heroes line. And for folks who are regulars here in Nerd News today, you guys have actually already seen these figures. We did a full review of them. They were wonderful. But for folks who are new to the line, new to the series, new to Bandai figures, talk to us about the Anime Heroes line.
The Anime Heroes line. Okay, so I was a huge anime fan growing up. I first started watching anime, you know, on Toonami and Cartoon Network when they brought it out in like the late 80s, early 90s. And I did the Cowboy Bebop, the Trigun, the Dragon Ball, Gundam Wing, right? All of the animes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And when I started working for Bandai, one of the reasons as to why I applied to the job is because it's like you get to work with brands like Naruto and you get to work with anime. And I was like, this is perfect. This is my childhood dream, right? And then one of the great things about Anime Heroes is that that's kind of what we try to do. We try to bring to life all of the anime that we know fans, old and new, are going to love. And by doing that, we bring the best, most iconic characters to life, which allows them to not only relive their moments, but I mean, if you look at the quality of the actual figures themselves, they're a spot on interpretation of the actual characters in the show. And one of the things I actually love about One Piece the most is that all of the figures are so bright and vibrant. And I'm going to show you the camera right here because our favorite man, Luffy, right here. I mean, look how bright and colorful he is. And if you're a fan of the show and you've watched the show, right, we've definitely all checked One Piece out. It's really hard to make an action figure, A, look so much like the person in the show, but B, be skinny. And we know one of the most iconic things about Luffy outside of his hat and his character is the fact that he's such a skinny guy, right? And we really brought that to life in Bandai. You can see his scar, you can see his legs. I mean, he is the coolest looking skinny guy around. And of course, with Bandai, with any of the figures, I mean, there's over 16 points of articulation. So you can pose him, you can recreate those iconic moves, and you can basically do anything that you want with him. Luffy is my favorite one. Cisco, my counterpart, Zoro is his favorite one because Zoro's got 3 swords, which I mean, how could you not like a guy who's got 3 swords and fights with one in his mouth, right? And then of course we have Sanji with his iconic fire foot that actually comes off. So the great thing about Anime Heroes is they all come with accessories as well. And those accessories are interchangeable. So they come with 2 sets of hands And then they come with the unique accessory specific to that actual character that is, you know, their iconic move or something that is uniquely them. And then if you look at the actual packaging, I mean, it looks like there's so much there. For $19.99 to get all of this and to have the packaging look that good and to have it be your favorite character, you can't really go wrong. And I mean, with One Piece, who knows, right? Like, the great thing about Anime Heroes is that as the show and the content continue and as fans love the figures that we bring to them, we get to continue. And we get to continue bringing new figures and new fan favorites and new characters, which we're definitely going to do for all of our Anime Heroes lines, definitely for One Piece. So there's some really cool characters that fans know and love coming down the pipeline, which is very exciting. And I mean, the show is what, 983 episodes? I think we're going to be doing One Piece for a long time.
It's only almost 1,000 episodes, that's all.
Only almost. There's no end, which is great, right? When there's no end to something that you love, how could you not love it even more?
Now, when we're talking about new characters for One Piece in particular, when do you expect we might see another wave of One Piece characters? Are we going to see one by the end of this year, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay.
You may actually see 2 waves.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. So...
But you will definitely see one wave by the end of this year. We have some really great characters. I can't spill the beans on what those characters are, but we will be announcing them soon. And we know that fans are going to absolutely love them. They've been some characters that fans consistently ask about, and we have to keep our mouths quiet, which sucks over here at Bandai because we know, and we're like, oh, these people are asking and we can't say anything, right? So we're just constantly living in purgatory of knowing all of the good secrets that we can't share. But there are some really cool figures coming out for One Piece in the very near future, as well as kind of, you know, probably almost every year, which is exciting.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I gotta say, I was really impressed with those figures. There's a lot of really great things about them. But one of the consistent comments we've had on our review of those figures was that a lot of people want some different accessories. In particular, they want like extra heads. I mean, a lot of people mention Zoro and what they're like, you know, how come he doesn't have a head that has a mouth with a sword in it? So, you know, you guys are putting in some pretty good accessories, but what are the possibilities about alternate head sculpts? You know, we see that with lines like WWE's Mattel Elite figures, Marvel Legends do alternate head sculpts. Will we ever see alternate heads with any of the Bandai figures?
So as you know, I'm sure you're aware, there are multitudes of different platforms or stylistic choices of Bandai figures, right? For Anime Heroes, one of the things that we really try to make sure that we can do is offer a really fair price point, which is that $19.99 price point. So when it comes to accessories, as you know, just as a company, when we look into manufacturing and we look into cost and we look into all of those things, we really have to weigh what is going to allow the cost to remain the same to where it is, you know, really accessible to everybody, and that value is still there. So believe me, of course, we want to add heads and we want to add all of these accessories, but for us, it's really just weighing what the fans are going to, you know, react the most to, what makes sense for the actual price point of the product, and, you know, what makes sense for the longevity of the line. And the longevity of the line is when and with what characters and maybe what iterations do we release what accessories with. So that is also a really great thing about us, is that, you know, we continue every single figure that we bring in, whether it's a new figure or it's a different version of a figure, right? Because, I mean, depending on what anime you're watching, sometimes people evolve, they power up. So you'll always have those different accessories, and they are reverse compatible with each other. So any accessory that you get down the line, you can have with any of the other figure as well. So for the time being, as far as Zoro with his head and his mouth with the sword, mechanically, because we did look into it, mechanically, for a figure of this scale, even though it is amazingly detailed and articulate, it would be really, really hard to get the sword to stay in his mouth while he, you know, is existing as the awesome man that Zoro is. So we looked into it a lot, and we tried. And, you know, mechanically at the moment, we're still trying to figure it out because we know, right?
It makes sense. I mean, that was my response also. You know, folks got to keep in mind, like Selah said, it's a $20 figure. This isn't an HF Figuarts toy that's going to be, you know, $60, $70. So $20, I think it's pretty solid though overall. I mean, they're great figures. I really like them. I like that they are actually pretty affordable and that they're not the same price as a Figuarts, because I don't want to break my bank every time I buy an anime figure.
Exactly. And with these, I mean, you can collect, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 within it basically being the same price of a kind of a high-end collectible.
Exactly.
Which is what we wanted to give, is you can have a whole, and you can have the whole entire One Piece gang of, you know, the top 3 for $60, which is great, right? If not one, where you're spending $60 on just one collectible. I mean, granted, you know, I would as well if it was my favorite character, but you kind of want both. You definitely want both. You want both options.
Of course, of course. Now, this is One Piece, and we know that the Anime Heroes line kind of encompasses everything. Back when we did our Toy Fair event, we kind of were teased about maybe some things down the line. So we mentioned that there will be at least one more One Piece wave in 2021. Will there be any other new licenses for 2021?
So I can tell you yes. I'm gonna give you some answers, but I'm also gonna hold some things back because again, we're just living in purgatory over here because we can't really say any of the secrets, right? So there's definitely more things coming for One Piece. There's more stuff coming for Naruto, which I'm gonna bring up here in a second. And we actually have maybe around 2 or 3, maybe more IPs for Anime Heroes launching in 22. Which is very exciting. I can't tell you what those IPs are.
Of course not.
But I can tell you that I guarantee you almost every single person who has watched anime and has an Anime Heroes figure has seen the shows. Some of them may even be coming back, right, with new seasons. And some of them are, if you were to think of the most iconic animes that you would have to have an Anime Heroes figure in, we're going to bring them. And we're going to continue to do it. So I'm really excited. Again, we're over here, but 22 can't come fast enough.
All right, so let's now go to the Ninja Village and take a look at what's coming now from Naruto. And I think, again, a lot of the stuff we saw at Toy Fair also, but now it's actually out and available. So, yeah, let's take a closer look at these figures.
Yes. I'm a huge Naruto fan. I absolutely love it. I mean, for me, do you have a favorite character? Do you have a favorite character in the show?
I am a little bit partial to Sasuke.
Yep.
I like Hinata. I don't know if you guys have done Hinata yet, though.
We have not. But as we were talking about with One Piece, let me tell you what, the Anime Heroes Naruto line will run deep. Because I mean, Naruto is just such a great show. The fans love Naruto so much, and we love Naruto here over at Bandai. I mean, one of our goals with the Naruto line is to continue just making sure that fans A are really, you know, happy and excited that they're going to get all of the figures that they want, and B, that we're constantly, you know, bringing new figures out. Because I think that's, you know, a hallmark of a really great brand and a line is that you're consistently bringing new stuff out for the fans because you want them to collect. We want people to collect and love our figures. And, you know, the more we give, the more you want to collect, right? My personal favorite is Kakashi. I mean, he just looks so cool, right? But of course, you know, I feel like a lot of fan favorite is going to be Naruto. And again, same exact thing that we went over, you know, with One Piece is all of these figures are so well articulated. And I mean, when you look at it, I'm going to do Kakashi and I'll do Sasuke for you too, right? I mean, he just looks so cool. He looks exactly like he does in the show. You could recreate his iconic stance and movements. And 2 of the new figures that we actually just brought in are Minato and Gaara. Gaara is really cool because he comes with all of his accessories. And I mean, look at the eyes. They're so green. They stand out so much. We did a product video last year when we were with it, and all you could see was Gaara's eyes through the whole entire thing. It was like a shining beacon in the light. It was just these lime green bright eyes. And then here, your fave. Whoop. There we go. He's got his famous brooding, I'm a badass look on his face, you know? And with the Naruto line from Anime Heroes, of course, again, I mean, if you look at Naruto back here, he's fully posed. He comes with all of his accessories. So, I mean, you can really do whatever you want to your heart's content, which is really great. Again, you know, they all come with multiple accessories, 2 hands. They come with their actual iconic accessories. So, you know, with Gaara, he has the gourd and the hands. There we go. I mean, the packaging just looks so cool. As an anime fan and somebody who actually grew up like reading manga, one of the things that we actually do for the Anime Heroes line is we try to make them look like a spine of a manga book. So if you were to collect every single Anime Heroes figure across all of the lines and the new lines to come, it would literally look like a bookshelf. and they look so cool, right? And you could even keep the packaging. Like some people keep the figures in the packaging. I'm like, I'm going to take the figure out of the packaging and I'm just going to keep the packaging because it looks cool when you turn it to the side.
All right, and last but certainly not least, we have a lot of new Dragon Ball stuff here. Some of the stuff I have not seen before. I know the stuff that's on your right, I did see previously. We talked about it at our Toy Fair, or my right rather. But stuff that's that's
I'm like, yes, you're right.
I don't even know. One side I've seen, this other side is totally new to me. You'll take it from here, but yeah, there's some cool stuff. Let's jump on in.
All right, so we're just gonna call a verbal here, right? So which side here? This side is what you've seen, or this side?
That side.
Okay. All right. So this side, right? Okay. So this side, we have the Power Up Pack. The Power Up Pack is amazing. I mean, it's $24.99. It's flying off the shelves at GameStop, which is great because we know fans absolutely love it. And one of the things that the Power Pack did is, why we did it and why we brought it is because, I mean, A, look at the packaging, but B, it allows fans of all ages to recreate their favorite power-up moments from Dragon Ball. And I don't know about you, but one of the reasons as to why I'm a Dragon Ball fan and why I got into it in the first place is because their power-ups were so cool. And it took so much for them to get to those power-ups. So when you get to recreate, in this instance, you're right, like Goku's Super Saiyan form or Vegeta's Super Saiyan form, you know all of the blood, the sweat, and the tears that went into them reaching this form. So then you get to recreate it, right? I'm gonna switch the camera here. So for Goku, right, all of them come with the aura, which is really great. So like the actual power-up aura, and then they come with their individual blasts as well. So you have the garlic bomb over here, you have the aura, and again, showing the packaging. It just looks so cool. And on the back, you can see. So not only we're like recreate your favorite moments, but we're kind of showing you what those favorite moments are too. We're reminding you, right? Because one of the things that Bandai likes to do is we like to tell stories. And everybody, a part of the reason as to why you love anime is because you like the stories. And if you look at the side art's absolutely amazing. And this is kind of basically what you're recreating right here. The first two characters that we brought were Goku and Vegeta, because I mean, we did a survey and it's like, 65% of people would prefer to have dinner with Goku. I agree. I would definitely want to meet Goku. I think it would be amazing. So we of course, we had to bring to life two of the most iconic figures, Goku and Vegeta. And again, at the $24.99 price point, you can't really go wrong because this is just such an easy thing to add to your collection. It's, $5 up from the $19.99 Dragon Stars. And the great thing about this too is if you do have other Dragon Stars characters, you can actually stage them here as well. There we go. And now I'm gonna slide this guy away. And I'm gonna bring you the Dragon Ball Evolve. So the Dragon Ball Evolve, outside of it just being really cool, is really unique because this figure right here, he actually, Trunks, right? His sword comes out. So for a $9.99 figure that has over 16 points of articulation, is fully posable, looks almost exactly like the character in the show, to have an accessory that comes out and goes back in and can actually fit in his hands. I mean, that's one of the best values that you can get. That's one of the best price points out there, right? And of course, we bring all of the most iconic characters. So we have Trunks, we have Instinct Goku, right? And then we got Gogeta over here, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta, because of course, all the names gotta be crazy long, right? And the packaging looks absolutely amazing. And we just keep on bringing them as well. This is like the third wave of Evolve because they've just done so good. And we're going to continue to have different waves, bringing the best characters. And again, I mean, one of the hallmarks of Bandai is that we really make the characters look exactly like they do in the shows. It is more so a spot on interpretation. I mean, this is Goku, right? And the fact that, like, look at his hands. Look at those fingers. You can do so much with it. It's so fun. I don't know about you, but I mean, like, this has the same articulation, the same values as what you could find in like a $35 SH Figure Arts figure, right? Which is great. So not only is it an awesome entry point for all of the kids who are now discovering Dragon Ball, which let's just talk about how popular anime is right now and how many people are discovering anime and Dragon Ball, right? So it's a great entry point, but it's perfect for hardcore collectors and fans. It's almost like that, that Gundam Luminous where you can't not add it to your collection because the price point is so good. It just makes so much sense.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you guys, you're telling me this is wave three. I've never even seen this in stores before. That's how often these things sell out. I guess I've never seen it before. $10 for 16 points of articulation. I mean, I'm not just hyping this up for the sake of being overly enthusiastic on YouTube here. I'm like legit like that. That's insane. That's amazing. And these,
Insane.
I love. That's one of the things I always loved about the Bandai figures is just how very articulated they were. I mean, I remember like one of my favorite toys I got as a kid was the Ultimate Muscle figures because they had just
Uh-huh.
such superior articulation to anything else that was out there in the wrestling toy line at that time period. And for Bandai to be doing 16 POA and a $10 figure, that's how I don't
We
understand.
try. We do. We try because we know we're fans, we're collectors, we're people who are that target audience who is purchasing things.
It's made for
Every single
fans
one
by
of us is at
fans.
the store, right? We go and we're like, oh, look at our figures. They look so great. I'm just going to purchase one because I want one, even that, it's we're the fans. So of course we want to give the fans what they want because we are hardcore fans at heart, which is why we all work for Bandai. Why we're here and why we love working here is because we get to do stuff like this. I get to talk to you about action figures and how I grew up watching anime and how I love anime.
I mean, are you guys hiring? Because I'm free, just letting you know.
Right, right.
Now, we've also seen previously that there has been a few playsets, and I don't know if you have them in front of you today, but are there any other plans this year for additional playsets for the Dragon Ball figures?
So, what I can share, because again, can't share, anything that might lead to anything. We are constantly, let me rephrase that. We are constantly making sure that we're finding ways to bring the fans what they want. So if it's not this year, next year, whatever year it may be, I guarantee you, of course, right? It's about the timing, the distribution, making sure the quality is what it needs to be, making sure it's a recreation of the best scene, making sure that we're really bringing fans exactly what they want. So I can't tell you no, but I'm also not going to tell you yes, because there's so many things that go into it, right? And I just want everybody to know that, like, rest assured, anything that we do bring out is because we've thought long and hard about what the fans really want and what's going to be like the perfect addition to their collection or the perfect thing to gift their kid or, whoever is using it, whoever they're giving it to. We want to make sure that anything that we bring you is exactly what you want. So we put a lot of thought and energy and time and effort into it. And I mean, in the toy industry, 24 months, right? Going through ideation, going through the models, approvals, everything. So it's a long process, but the process is so worth it because we get all of these, videos on our social, people tagging us. Oh, I love this. This allowed me to recreate this. This is so fun. I can't believe you guys brought this to life. And that's why we do it.
All right, well, Selah, thank you so much for that really great presentation of all the different stuff here. That was a lot of stuff. I did not know you guys had that much, but thank you for showing off everything. And you guys have like the best setup also for these meetings. I love what you guys do for these Zooms.
I feel like I'm in a newsroom. I'm in the Bandai newsroom, right? So there's going to be rain this weekend on Sunday, 2 p.m. until 3. Other than that, it is, cloudy in the mid 70s. Rain and anime.
That's like half the anime title openings, I feel like. There's always like someone raining, staring wistfully away at the window or something.
I know. It's so true, but it's so great. You're like, oh, that's going to be a good one. I recognize that.
Of course. So, Selah, thank you so much. Again, it's been wonderful. And for folks who want to check out all the stuff, you can find it in pretty much everywhere, it seems like, right?
Yep. Walmart, Target, GameStop, Amazon. I mean, you can find it at Hobby Lobby. You can find the world is your oyster when it comes to being able to find Bandai products and Bandai figures.
Was that a tease for Food Wars figures? Is that what you're trying to get at? Are you hinting at that maybe now?
I'm not teasing anything.
We'll leave it at that. So thank you so much, Selah, and everybody else who's watched this. Make sure you guys check out my review of the Naruto figures. We did actually one before, and we also took a look at those One Piece figures earlier. So if you haven't seen those before, and you're new to this line, new to this series, take a look at them. You will be blown away. They're really, really great. I love these figures. So thank you so much for the demo, and everybody else, stick around because there's more SDCC 2021 at home coverage coming up right now.
Thank you.